I love my mother country, and I love my family, and I always will. I just wish, at the second darkest moment of my life,
This sums up Prince Harry's feelings towards the royal family. It is no secret that Harry decided to step back from their royal duties in 2020, although he remained a prince and he and Meghan kept their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, but are no longer addressed as his or her Royal Highness. This itself is already a juicy bit of news, but the controversy does not stop there. Harry and Meghan have since divulged seemingly endless exposés about the royal family. In light of this, people are saying that they came to this point, Harry in particular, because Meghan changed him, and mind you, not for the better. Well, that thought isn't entirely unfounded. If you look at this,
my secret is, believe it or not, I get incredibly nervous before.
And this.
What should I call you?
Call me whatever you want at this point.
Well, he doesn't look uncomfortable to me. I know some will argue that there is a significant number of years between the two videos and that he had just matured over time. That may be true. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that. But this?
Now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always...
To this?
I myself was trapped.
We were doing the training behind the scenes because I just wanted to make them proud.
You can see the stark difference. From being excited to settling in the UK to an interview of them sharing that they were leaving the royal family.
It was both. I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
The couple detailed a lot of reasons behind this decision, most of which are an attack of some sort on the royal family.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and that he wasn't going to receive security.
This behavior, especially Harry airing the royal family's dirty laundry to the public, received a lot of criticism. Although some of them are directed at Harry himself, others are pointing their fingers at Meghan Markle. After Meghan came along, he changed completely, shared one of Harry's college friends who wished not to be named in Tom Quinn's book Gilded Youth, an intimate history of growing up in the royal family. Harry's friend, or perhaps former friend by now, shared, "He was funny, a bit cynical, and great company because, like the rest of us, he made jokes that we are no longer allowed to make." After Meghan came along, he changed completely into what he would once have been the first to mock, a sort of Guardian-reading tree hugger. It was all Meghan's influence. We used to joke that she must be very good in bed to have turned his head that far. Harry and Meghan had already previously shared how they met.
From the initial announcement of their relationship to the engagement and all the way to the wedding, Harry and Meghan were the hottest headline in every newspaper.
Obviously, they met several times after that before they got engaged around 2 years later. Unsurprisingly, people thought this all happened too fast. But to them,
He says, okay, well, my grandmother's there, so you're gonna meet her. Oh, great. I loved my grandmother. I used to take care of my grandmother. This is great.
but in that time, Harry was said to have changed a lot. His former Eton College classmates claimed to be stunned by how much meeting Meghan has changed Harry. His friends were horrified because it was almost as if he'd gone over to the enemy, said Tom Quinn. And while the couple was happy with their budding relationship,
The idea of the monarchy is nothing like reality, which led to some wildly inaccurate judgments.
When the perception and the reality are two very different things, and you're being judged on the perception, but you're living the reality of it.
Harry's friends weren't. As Quinn shared, they were very rude about it. When Harry met Meghan, they got close very quickly. Harry wanted her to meet his friends. It never occurred to him that she might think they were awful, that they would make racist jokes. Harry once famously went to a party dressed up as a Nazi, he added, referring to Harry's infamous past. Quinn referenced an occasion where the friends met the Duchess of Sussex. He shared that Meghan spent the day apparently telling Harry's friends that they couldn't make these awful jokes. After meeting Meghan, these friends exchanged messages saying, "Why is Harry going out with this awful woman? She's a tree hugger. She's obsessed with being woke." Quinn surmised that Harry's world was very split and that Meghan is a very powerful personality. Taking it a step further, the author said that Prince Harry separated from his family, most likely due to Meghan's beliefs. I think by adopting completely Meghan's view of the world, I think it made it much more difficult for him, certainly in his relationships with other members of the royal family, Quinn said. In light of that, William and Harry, who were once known to have a good relationship, their light banters and teasing from before.
I think both of us, he's definitely got more brains than me. I think we've established that from school, but when it comes to all that, I think I'm much better hands-on.
Now came to this.
You refer to your brother as your beloved brother and arch nemesis. Strong words.
There has always been this competition between us.
The easy camaraderie between the brothers is now gone, and we don't know if we'll ever get to see them like this again.
Brothers, not lovers, right? There's a difference.
Another author, in the person of Natalie Oliveri, attributed this change in Harry's behavior to Meghan's coming into his life. She wrote, "While Meghan has, sometimes unfairly, been accused of changing Harry and controlling him, the Duke has undoubtedly become more serious since their engagement and wedding." She added, "Prince Harry was often seen as the fun royal at official events, keen to be cheeky and have a little bit of fun. Not so much anymore." From this...
These two, so you play this stuff and I'm sitting there going...
to this.
Beat us both.
So, I remember.
Together.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, your brothers.
Yeah. Brothers, not lovers, right? There's a difference.
The once united front of the royal family is now shattered. According to Harry, the only way they can be reconciled is...
But there needs to be conversations, and then in order for reconciliation, and part of that has to be accountability.
Harry also addressed the issue of how Meghan had changed him. He had previously shared that a large part of his family and the UK press's hesitation to accept Meghan stemmed from his own personality shift. Numerous people like, "He's changed, she must be a witch. He's changed," Harry recalled, as opposed to, "Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed." Harry explained that once Meghan entered his life, he put his wild single days behind him. "Rather than getting drunk, falling out of clubs, taking drugs, I've now found the love of my life," he said of that moment. "And now I have the opportunity to start a family with her." Although he viewed changes in his personality as a good thing, others did not. In fact, royal photographer Arthur Edwards said that Prince Harry was once somebody special, but that changed after he married Meghan Markle. Harry was somebody special and it was a pleasure working with him. Then suddenly he met Meghan and did a 180 turnaround, Edwards told Australia's The Project Sarah Harris. Edwards shared that Harry used to take the press to the pub at the end of a trip. "We would all have a drink with him and laugh with him and he would pay the bill. But now when I read his book Spare, the media are the evil monsters," he said. "I wonder where that change came, and it only could have happened after he married Meghan." At the end of the day, while Harry claimed that Meghan changed him for the better, most of his former close acquaintances say otherwise. We don't know what's what for sure, but what we know is that the Harry we know now isn't someone that is easy to love. What are your thoughts about this? Share with us what you think by leaving a comment below.